Hi everyone, this is Bhumika Indulia. Welcome to 35th episode of SEC Online Weekly Rewind. Hope all of you had a happy and safe Diwali amidst pandemic. This year, what we lost is irreparable. This Diwali was little different. Our fancy clothes could not hide our pain. Our decorations could not cover it all. And the sugars could not sweeten it. It wasn't just about the light in the darkness, but the darkness in the brightest of lights. But as they say, hope is a strong word and light is definitely not the lightest word in the dictionary. Let's all have faith and dedicate this festival to all those who could not make it. Now coming to the episode of SEC Online Weekly Rewind, today I bring you the most interesting stories of the week. Don't go anywhere as we'll also announce the winners of SEC Online quiz. In a case where two different criminal appeals were being heard against two sets of accused on account of one of them absconding, the Supreme Court has held that the Madras High Court fell into an error while passing a common judgment based on the evidence recorded in only one trial against two sets of accused persons having been subjected to separate trials. Additional Solicitor General Vikram Banerjee had submitted before the court that the accused could not allege prejudice in the case at hand as the evidence was the same in both the cases. The court, however, could not agree with him and said that whether prejudice or not, the fact remains that the High Court committed an error of law as the evidence recorded in the criminal trial against any accused is confined to the culpability of that accused only and cannot be used against any other accused. In another interesting case where two accused absconded and hence the trial was split and three accused came to be tried for dacoity under section 391 IPC, the Supreme Court has held that merely because some of the accused absconded and less than 5% came to be tried in the trial, it cannot be said that the offence under section 391 IPC punishable under section 395 IPC is not made out. In the case at hand, in the FIR, there was a reference to 5% involved in committing the crime. Even the charge sheet was filed against 5%. However, as two accused absconded, the trial was split and three accused came to be tried. One accused came to be tried and subsequently one person is still absconding. The court, however, said that the same did not have any bearing on the trial as all the accused were charged by the trial court for the offences under section 395 IPC as well as 397 IPC. Moving on to the High Courts. The Kerala High Court directed state to ensure that no new flag masts and posts be permitted to be brought onto the roads and public spaces of the state without first obtaining permissions from the competent authority. The court expressed that this is an extremely unfortunate situation because there can be no doubt that any such installation can be made on any public space or road only after obtaining necessary permission from the local self-government institution or such other competent authority. The Patna High Court denied bail to the advocate Book for allegedly misappropriating his client's money and committing breach of trust, being an attorney. The bench stated that despite repeated caution made to the learned counsel for the appellant that the appellant being an advocate must come out with a fair stand and even at this stage there is no change of stand. While addressing a petition, the Bombay High Court expressed that it is disheartening to see a situation where the fortunate are eagerly waiting for the festive season and the festival of lights would spread joy and happiness in the society throughout the state or the whole nation. There are few petitioners who are the members of the marginalized section in general and tribals in particular who have approached this court on a grievance that they are deprived of the basic requirement of human life, that is food, only on account that the state machinery is not technically equipped to give them the benefits flowing from the scheme formulated and floated by the Union of India and to be implemented and executed by respective states. The court noted that for about 85 people raised the grievance for non-receiving the food grains under the public distribution system due to non-linking of their Aadhaar cards and held that according to clause 5 of the centre's notification, Any member of an eligible household listed in the ration card shall be entitled to receive the entire quantity of the cash transfer or food subsidy under National Food Security Act, even if one member fulfills the identification condition in case of an Aadhaar number is not yet assigned to all. While deciding the constitutional validity of Section 10 of Births and Deaths Registration Act 1992, the Constitutional Court of South Africa, with a ratio of 8:2, declared Section 10 of the Act unconstitutional in its entirety and therefore severed it from the statute on the ground that the provision limited the ability of an unmarried father to confer his surname on his child. The court further noted that there is no justification for differentiating between married and unmarried fathers in relation to conferring a surname on a child. Thus, Section 10 amounted to unfair discrimination on the listed grounds of marital status, sex, and gender, which is prohibited by the South African Constitution. The Ministry of Mines has issued the Mineral Auction Third Amendment Rules 2021 to further amend the 2015 rules. The amendment rules modifies the rate of simple interest from 24% to 12% for state government to charge on any payment due to the state government under these rules, the payment of which is delayed beyond the date. The central government notified Unique Identification Authority of India Adjudication of Penalties Rule 2021, under which the authority may initiate a complaint against an entity for failure to comply with the Act. Read detailed report on SEC Online blog. On November 1, 2021, the central government has issued a circular regarding revised rates of grant of DA to the employees of central government. The grant of dearness allowance to the employees of central government has been revised effective from July 21, enhancing the existing rate of 28% to 31%. The Ministry of Ports, Shipping and Waterways has notified 3rd November 2021 as the date on which the provisions of Major Port Authorities Act 2021 shall come into force. The Act is enacted to provide for regulation, operation and planning of major ports in India and to vest the administration, control and management of such ports upon the boards of major port authorities. The Department of Legal Affairs, as a further step to expand the scope and reach of ADR, has introduced a draft Mediation Bill 2021, which may facilitate timely and consensual resolution of disputes and serve the interest of stakeholders as effective alternate remedy. The department has invited public comments on the draft bill. So the wait is over. Now it's time to announce the winners of SEC Online quiz. We asked our viewers about the judgments for how many international courts, organizations or commissions are indexed on Web Edition. So the correct answer is 29 and the winners are Utkarsh Kumar Gupta and Archit Bansal. Congratulations both of you. Stay tuned to our next episode of SEC Online Weekly Rewind.